Hey everyone, it's Tuesday the, what are we at? The 3rd of December 2024. Welcome to Insano World. Gonna get my breakfast going. No video tomorrow, that's why I'm just gonna do you guys a quick video today. I'm gonna make some breakfast right now. I haven't done one of these in a long time, so I figured what the hell, you know, no live tomorrow, so I mean, I only have a couple things to talk about. I don't cook the potatoes anymore, so it won't take that long. It's just eggs and spinach and meat. Turkey. I get sliced turkey because I can't eat the pig and the cow anymore. My body's telling me not to do that anymore, so no more pig and cow, just chicken, fish. So I'm getting, you know, the sliced turkey you get it at the store. Mom's making Christmas cookies. Oh man. I'm glad I'm not just some big fat blottis that can't eat this stuff, because she makes, like, you know, all the good sugar cookies, and I just can mow down on them as much as I want and I don't have to care. I'm one of those lucky people who doesn't have cholesterol problems or anything like that. I just get skin cancer. Yay! But anyway, oh boy, what did I want to talk about? There's a couple of things that I just had to talk about. I mean, it's not important, but something odd happened, and I'll start with that, I guess. Well, the Hunter Biden pardon or whatever. We can talk about that. We're going to talk about that briefly, but I just turned it on this morning. I just got back from the gym, getting my breakfast going, and South Korean president has declared martial law, and I could have misheard it or whatever. Or, you know, let me just fix that up a bit. You know, not heard exactly what he said, but he said, in order to protect our freedoms and everything like that from the onslaught of the North Korean attitude or whatever, we gotta suspend your constitution, your freedoms and everything in order to protect your freedoms. And I'm like, what? Wait, what? Can you say that in my good ear? So I don't know what's going on in South Korea. I mean, we all know that, I mean, what they're pimping right now on the interwebs or all over the fear porn networks is that North Korea's in Russia and blah, blah, and all that shit. But, you know, North Korea and Russia have always been commingling and everything like that. I mean, for crying out loud, they share a border for crying out loud. So, yeah, of course they're in Russia, training with Russians. I mean, shit. We've had the Chinese here training with our troops. If I'm not mistaken, we were doing northern stuff because we got quite a cold environment up there. Probably a precursor to our invasion of China, because China, if I'm not mistaken, they're below Russia, like they're in that spot. So, like, yeah, it gets cold in the north of China, I'm sure, but we get cold up here. Like, we get real cold. You know, we got shit that eats people up here. You know, we got bears and cougar and shit. And we got moose the size of small houses that will trample you and shit. So, yeah, it's hardy living up north here. So you gotta, if you want to fight in a cold environment, the best place to get trained is where it's cold. So the North Koreans playing with the Russians, and I'm sure North Korea gets cold at the top there too as well. But anyway, so South Korean president, it happened last night. I'm listening to a couple of the pundits from our side of the fence here, like the CBC whores, the CTV whores, the global whores, the mainstream media whores, who are like shocked and bewildered and all that shit. So I don't know what to make of it, really. Could it be a precursor? Does somebody know something's going to go on, so they figure, well, we better get the military out on the street? It kind of reminds me of, it doesn't remind me of anything, but when I think about it, I think about the situation we have down below the 49th here in Americaville, where the big T-man has said that we're going to get rid of all the criminal illegals and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, I was doing the math, and I was like, yeah, it's going to take and they're going to use the military to do it, and it's going to take quite a military presence. So it's at all possible. Like, I don't know if it'll work or not, but you'd want to deploy your military if the shit was going to hit the fan. You know, in a sense that the military would be required to quell the slaves, right? So you'd want to have them already established, already on the ground, you know, protecting the children, you know, protecting the elderly, you know, taking cats out of trees. I'm being an asshole, of course, when I say all that. So I'm like, okay, this could be a precursor. That's all I'm saying. It could be nothing. It could be that there's some kind of changeover happening in South Korea that we are not privy to know, and it's just going to happen, and they need to make a story up. Now, one thing I know about South Korea, or what I know about, I'll use that term "know about" loosely, is that when they protest for real, right? So if there is some change coming, then the slaves will be out in the street en masse, protesting whatever, what have you. So they'd have to have the military out, whatever. Or, you know, if there was a zombie apocalypse, you'd want to have the military out. So I'm just saying, it wasn't for nothing, okay? So I don't know what's coming. I don't know what's happening. All I know is that right now, and we can segue right into the Hunter Biden thing. Right now, we're getting a big in the face from the elites. Basically just do as I say, not as I do type situation with the Hunter Biden pardon. Like, look, I'm a dad, right? I would do anything I could for my kids, okay? And we could argue that point. But when it comes to this, I don't know if it's just because it's his last kid, you know, because all the rest of them have died or whatever, or I don't know. I really don't know. But to me, you know, if you want to remove that part of the equation, you know, I don't know if he was a really good dad or not, but that's a real in your face. And now you've got the obsequious sycophants like Karen Johnston, you know, Whoopi Goldstein, Karen has come out, you know, like when like I watched a clip from the View, and one of the only one I know is Sunny Hostin, because she's got her foot deeply lodged into her mouth. Joy Behar, because she's an idiot. And then the other one who was actually kind of, she used to be a Trumper, but she's jumped ship. But anyway, she was saying, she called, like, said, oh, why has he been lying? And then Karen Johnson came out and said, oh, let's stop calling it a lie. Let's, you know, and so the obsequious sycophants are on board and really trying to protect their bottom end, and more of a, like an absolute, like if you wanted people to be pissed, if you wanted people to be mad, you're going about it very well. Very, very well. You're doing a very good job in getting people crazy. Masterful, if you can use that word. Because right now, that's what it is. It's the same thing during the CV 1984, when I have personal knowledge of like secondhand, where I had family members, extended family, you know, from relatives, of course, who knew and were part of the rich crowd. And I'm talking a rich Canadian family, like filthy rich to the point where they have their own planes and stuff like that, so they can go whenever they want, whenever they want, as much as they want. And during CV 1984, when everybody was locked down, because their boy was going out with one of the Richie Rich's daughters, they went to Florida. They could drive to the airport, go through the special gate, where there'll be a slave at the gate, and he'll see the car coming, and he will do fuck all nothing to stop it. And you'll get a nod, and they'll go through, and they'll get on the plane. They went to Florida. Now this is more indication, more like, you know, in your face. It's more. That's what it is. It's more like, it doesn't matter what you say or do. We're gonna act like this, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. So it's just more proof positive that it does exist, and that it does happen, and that's it. That's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, is that by design? Are they doing that on purpose because they want people to get crazy? Okay, I'll buy that for $1. Why? To what end? Make us crazy? To make us hate them even more? It's not a stretch. Like, you know, after going to private school at Bishop's College School in Lennoxville, Quebec, and being from a not a blue collar, but like white collar, I'll have to say white collar, like I was affluent, don't get me wrong, but my parents worked for their money, whereas some of those kids that went to school there were just completely filthy rich, pig rich. And and meeting some of those, I've disliked the rich right from the get-go. Right from the get-go, because I've seen it, how they behave, and how they are with the lower class, or the minions, or whatever, the slave class, or whatever. I mean, I was bullied because of that. You know, so I have this bad taste in my mouth. You know, I'm sure there's rich people who are nice, okay? I'm not saying that all of them are scum. You know, I'm sure there's some that are nice and they do a lot of philanthropy and everything like that. But that, I think, is the exception. So when I see this shit, I think that the musical is coming to an end, or what do you call it? The musical chairs, you know? And everybody's gonna have to sit down, and the rich want their seats. They don't want anybody else sitting in it. So we see what's going on, and it's at all possible that they're just getting ready to play. And all the fucking distraction with the nuclear war, and the going back and forth with, you know, the dancing cuckoo in Ukraine, and all the rest of the shit shenanigan. Now we've got Syria lighting up again. God knows what to even make of that. You know, like, fuck. I would like to hope that in Canada, that like all of a sudden some group of fucking shitheads showed up and took over an area and just started, you know, putting up shop or whatever. Like, why the fuck? Get rid of them. Fucking bomb that area to hell and back, and you know, raise it, and then start over. I mean, shit, they're there anyway, and you know, hopefully your civilians won't get killed, but shit. Like, it doesn't even make sense to me that in a sovereign nation, you know, I know we can believe the bullshit, you know, like, Assad's a terrible person and we're in there, you know, so it's obviously subordinate and it's obviously done by something else, but like Syria's up in arms again, and I'm like, what? How did that come to pass? Oh, we've got the situation in the R and the U, we've got the situation in the sandbox in the Mediterranean, the Middle East sandbox that everybody wants to be distracted from, because we got those obsequious sycophants that actually think that killing over 45,000 or whatever amount of thousand, probably the number's way higher, is okay because, I don't know, it's just okay, I guess, because a couple of concert goers got killed, probably by their own. But, you know, look, I'm not here to justify what happened over there on October 7th, but what I'm saying is that there's a lot of distraction going on, and I'm wondering, you know, I'm just wondering, like, okay. For me right now, I'm at the point now where, fuck it, Samson option. Just bring it all down, bring the house down, and we'll sort it out, you know? Like, fuck it. I mean, I don't see it getting any better for the little guy right now as it is in the model that we're using. So I think we may as well just say fuck it and start from scratch. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, and I probably am, but we need to have a hard lesson. We need to, you know, I'm praying for a solar flare to knock everything back to the Flintstone age, so we can be at least be on some sort of level playing field for a while, if that's even possible. But even then, I think that the powers that think they are probably ready for that as well. You see what I'm saying? You know, come on, Apophis. You know, but that even wouldn't do anything. Apophis isn't a planet killer. It's a show changer, but it's not a show stopper. So, you know, we need like 3 or 4 of them, or 5 or 6, you know. Anyway, I don't think we're that lucky. Like I keep saying, we're at the precipice. We're at the right at the at the moment of something changing, but there's something holding us back. I don't know, you know, like I always say in my 12-step program, or we always say in our 12-step program, that we have to hit our bottom in order to bring ourselves out of the mire and want to change our lives and to get better, you know, and clean our act up, so as it were. And everybody's bottom is different. So I don't know that, you know, that would work. I don't know if that would work. But I do believe that, you know, like, what was it in, what is it in Trading Places, when Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy, he says, oh, the power just went off. Ah, man. Damn it. Oh, just came back on. Oh, that means all my computers just crashed. That was weird. There's nothing going on. I don't know why the power just flickered. Gonna find out. He said the best way to hurt the rich is to make them poor. Bring them down to our level. So I don't know that you know. Good luck. You know, because once again, they're gonna protect their bottom end, right? They're gonna do what they can to not let that happen. They will do everything that they can and anything that they can. Like, look at the sandbox, you know, like, you know, anyway. I have my faith, but we'll see. So the In Your Face by the Elites, that was with the latest foray into I'm gonna do whatever I want. I just watched a clip of Joe Rogan losing his shit about you know, the Ukrainian sandbox, and I'm like, okay, you know, okay, you know, everybody's losing their shit. Everybody knows that saner heads have to prevail. But I don't know whose saner head is the one that has to prevail. So I don't know that stuff. So I know I can't be in charge because I have my things and my, you know, I mean, I can be in charge. I've been in charge of, I've had subordinates in the military and stuff like that. But overall in charge, where like if I had the USS Consequence or the USS Fire Extinguisher, yeah, I need some people to talk some sense into me, you know. No, you can't do that, Michael. No, you can't. I'd have to have people like that for sure. But okay, so the Hunter Biden, In Your Face, everything else that you see that's in your face, you know. The Taylor Swift bullshit with Taylor Swift, like entourage, like a fucking musician gets a police escort from hell and back, and people lap it up. She's a fucking singer. Like, like a prayer. Like, fuck, I don't think Madonna ever had shit like that. Like, I remember fucking going downtown and seeing concerts in Montreal when I was a kid. At the Montreal Forum, when the Forum was still around. And you'd see the fucking artists out in the street. You know? Like, they weren't fucking royalty. When hockey players, same thing. Like, when I was a kid, hockey player, like fucking Bob Gainey lived on my street. Or I lived on his street. I think he was there before us, so it was his street. He was a normal human being. Now it's like they go somewhere, and then you've got the fucking belly painters like, ah, going crazy. We've done it to ourselves. Like, holy fuck. Holy crap, you know. But yeah, so South Korea, martial law. Could it be a precursor? I don't know. Things are getting crazy. Things are getting heavy. We hear about all the rhetoric about, you know, oh, you know, they're not going to let him get into office, and, you know, we're talking about the Orange Man bad, and, you know, they're doing everything to stop it, and, you know, don't forget, you know, they shot JFK, eh? You know, don't forget, these people are, they play for keeps, right? And they'll just make up a story. Like, something happens and then a story will ensue. I say it all the time. It's not fucking rocket science. But anyway, on that, you know, I'll just segue into something very banal and stupid, but I had to bring it up. I got the Wolverine chops going right now. Got rid of the fucking beard. Got a haircut. I went to see Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, I have not been a moviegoer. The last time I saw, anyway, I can't even remember. I saw, Sound of Freedom. That's an alarm going. Hang on. It's just an alarm because of the power out. I'm pretty sure. Oh. Wow, I gotta go. Fucking breakfast. This could be a real deal. Okay, we'll continue this when I get back. Okay, so I'm all back from the call. You can tell it's nighttime already. Holy shit. Yeah, pretty good call. Fire on the highway. Fire on the side of the highway in a car, vehicle fire. Lost control of the vehicle. Unfortunate. Shouldn't have lost control of their vehicle, but due to circumstances, we'll just say that, because I don't know if there's going to be a court case or anything. So yeah. Anyway, sheared a power pole. That's what the power stutter was. Remember when I was doing the video? And the power, and I went, oh, the power just went out first. That was the power stutter. She sheared a power pole. Yeah, I tore the front of the vehicle off, and then something happened, and then gas fire, vehicle fire. Anyway, so thank God she didn't expire. Thank God she wasn't pinned in the vehicle. That's what we thought it was. Like when you're doing that kind of call, you're getting car crash, fire. You're going to the horriblest, most horrible thought in your head. That they're all, all the children. What's going on, Lassie? Oh, the children are trapped in the school and they're all on fire. No, anyway, it wasn't that. Thank God. Anyway, funny enough, though, I think I was finishing off on Deadpool and Wolverine, and I was saying how much I hated it. I don't know. I guess I don't know. That's Deadpool. I didn't know. I was talking to a couple of young firefighters. They're in their 20s and early 30s, so they're not an old, prude, grizzled-haired man like me. And they were like, you want to go outside? They were like, yeah, that's Deadpool. Break the fourth. I don't care about breaking the fourth wall or nothing, but, I just... I guess for them it wasn't that bad. So it's not, I guess it's just not a movie for my generation, that's all. But there was some things in it that were for my generation, I think, in my opinion. The Star Trek, when Spock put his hand up to the... I know I'm ruining the movie for those who haven't seen it, of course, and spoilers. But when he does the against the glass wall, it's just some gags. So there was some funny spots in it, don't get me wrong. But for me, the sexual humor, anyway, go see it if you want. It's up to you. I should review my review and say, okay, it wasn't for my generation, but it was for a generation. How's about that? So that's about the fairest thing I can say. So anyway, so I missed my breakfast. It was solid as a rock in the pan when I got home, but I covered it so it wasn't dried out. So I will heat it up and I will have it tomorrow. And I will have my protein shake now, even though I'm an hour and a half behind, because normally I have my protein and my snack around 3 o'clock. So what I'll do is I'll just bypass my breakfast. I'm starving. I could eat a baby's butt through a park bench, but I'll have toast, and then I'll have my standard supper, and then I'll go to firefighting tonight. So, but anyway, yeah. So I can't remember what I was talking. I think I was talking about Hunter Biden. We were even funny enough. We were talking about that at the fire call. And I mentioned, like, most of these people that I talk to are like, yeah. And because I mentioned martial law in South Korea, and they were all like, well, it's the North Korea, right away to, Kim Jong-un is going to start the next World War and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, Russia, North Korea. So it's all the mainstream propaganda that's being put out there. And I was desperately trying to hold my tongue and saying, well, not exactly, but like and then I explained to them, I said, well, how about this scenario? And then I went into the scenario of, if something's going to happen, you want to have all of your chess pieces ready to go, eh? And you want to have everything ready to go. There's no point in in preparedness, right? There's no point in having it in the crate if it's not out and deployed and been run up and tested. Well, it's useless, right? It's like anything else. Where's all your troops? Oh, well, they're on their way. No, but we need them now. Well, they'll be here in a couple of weeks. No, too late. It's all over with the crying then, right? So anyway. But yeah, so at least they're aware of it, and but the mainstream media's got their opinions. So anyway, I will sign off because it's my buddy phoning. Peace, love, and grooviness, and we hope to see you on the flip side.